You're listening to WTIM, your information station, and it's time now for your expanded local news. The Illinois State Police say their ongoing crackdown on vehicle theft and carjacking is paying off, thanks in part to millions of dollars in grant funding aimed at fighting those crimes. State police are using money from the Illinois Secretary of State's Vehicle Hijacking and Motor Vehicle Theft Prevention and Insurance Verification Council. ISP received a $10 million grant in the first fiscal year of the program, followed by another $766,000 in June of 2024 and $637,000 in July of 2025. From October through December of 2025 alone, state police missions targeting stolen and hijacked vehicles led to the recovery of 243 vehicles across Illinois. During that same 3-month period, troopers made 23 arrests connected to stolen vehicles and 1 arrest tied directly to a vehicle hijacking. 5 firearms were also seized during those investigations. In total, ISP conducted 35 missions focused on vehicle theft and related violent crime, using K-9 units in 19 of those operations and air operations in 35 missions. The State Police Crime Lab also handled about 1,000 forensic assignments connected to or stolen hijacked vehicles that are during that time frame. Several of those cases involved dangerous chases and multiple suspects. On October 31st in Chicago, state police located a stolen Nissan on Interstate 94. The vehicle fled and 2 suspects ran from a residence where troopers were also discovering a stolen Porsche and 2 additional firearms. On November 21st, another stolen vehicle fled from troopers on I-94. 5 people ran from the vehicle and were all taken into custody. On December 22nd in Carbondale, troopers attempted to stop an Audi that had been taken in an armed carjacking. The vehicle was later found abandoned in a field, and 2 suspects were arrested. State police say the enforcement efforts will continue as part of their ongoing push to reduce vehicle theft, carjacking, and the violent crime that often goes along with it. After a nationwide search that lasted 6 months, Springfield Clinic has announced its new chief executive officer. Rebecca Birnbaum will become the 8th CEO in the clinic's 86-year history, officially taking over the role on March 16th. Birnbaum replaces Jen Boyer, who has served as acting CEO since December of 2024, following the retirement of Ray Williams. Boyer will now transition into the role of Chief Operating Officer after more than 3 decades of leadership within the clinic. Springfield Clinic Board Chairman Dr. Chris Wadawa praised Boyer's leadership during the transition, saying her operational expertise, financial insight, and dedication to patient-centered care helped guide the organization through a critical period and set a strong foundation for the future. Birnbaum comes to Springfield from the Vancouver Clinic in the Pacific Northwest, where she has served as Chief Operating Officer for the past 7 years. That organization is the largest independent, physician-owned multi-specialty medical group in the region, with more than 580 clinicians, 2,000 employees, and 20 locations. It is an operation similar in size and structure to Springfield Clinic. Dr. Wadawa says that Birnbaum brings a strong background in strategic planning, physician engagement, and team building, and describes her as a collaborative leader focused on high-quality, community-based healthcare. Birnbaum brings more than 25 years of experience in healthcare leadership, operations, and human resources management. She holds a law degree from Lewis and Clark Law School, an MBA from American University, and a bachelor's degree from Earlham College. In a statement, Birnbaum said that she looks forward to leading Springfield Clinic and continuing its mission of clinical excellence, independence, and commitment to patients, employees, and the community. She says the clinic is well positioned to navigate the challenges of today's healthcare environment while continuing to improve on health outcomes and providing high-quality health care. The sports teams at Pawnee High School are bringing major successes to the school in the southernmost part of Sangamon County. The baseball team finished 3rd in the 1A tournament last spring, while the football team enjoyed a 9-2 season this fall. The girls' basketball team is turning heads as well amid major changes in recent seasons. Blake Lucas is overseeing all of this as Pawnee's athletic director and the head coach of the boys' basketball team. He says the longevity of some of his coaches has contributed in part to positive outcomes.
Anytime you get an opportunity to talk about our kids and our programs, So we'll start with our ladies sports, our girls, just a phenomenal senior class. And they had a successful volleyball season. They're currently, on pace to break the wins record for girls basketball, and then high hopes for softball, as well as track this spring. So, you mentioned our state run in baseball last year. The boys finished in third place, and I think that's just kind of a dichotomy of a program. Coach Henneman's been here 30 years and had a lot of success. And then for them to be able to get to that state tournament, I don't think that's what defines you, but I think it shows what loyalty and commitment and just what the process looks like.
Lucas works with the coaches and the school's principal, Nicole Goodall, to help foster positive traits in their athletes through sports.
People are outcome based, especially nowadays. And so you always talk about the start and the ending point, but the Lord's really in the process and the struggle and the grind. And so to see them, get to the state tournament was really special. And I had just been hired as the AD, so I got to be a part of that. But 8-man football, another incredible year. Made it to the second round of the playoffs after being in the semifinal the previous year. We've got a great young head coach in Josh Talley. And so, I think that's the biggest thing here is that we have the best kids, and you want to put good people in good spots to lead them. So as a coach, my dad was my coach. I'm come from an athletic basketball family, and athletics aren't the end all be all. But man, they really do teach a lot of life lessons. And so just being part of a team and just kind of understand that life's not about you. So we got the best kids here, and we've got great coaches. So it's just been incredible to be a part of that.
The secondary gym that the high school teams will be using will undergo a remodel to modernize the aesthetics of it and give the teams more space to use.
But that facility will give it a little bit of a facelift. Won't seat many people, but I think it'll give us another practice facility. And just seeing a special group of seniors. And you always miss your seniors when they leave, but this is a special group of kids. So just kind of making sure we enjoy these last few months of their high school experience, and hopefully as teachers and staff that we can just make this a positive place that they want to either come back and live or at least come back and visit and be a part of.
Lucas joined Pawnee after serving for 9 years as the athletic director at New Berlin. He says bringing his experience to a new group of people has served everyone well so far.
It's been a breath of fresh air. Did spend the last 9 years in New Berlin as AD and head boys basketball coach. Currently, so this will be my 10th year as an administrative athletic director, my 15th year as a varsity basketball coach. Beforehand we asked, kind of what brought us here, and truly God's plans are better than mine. And so, it's a new mission field and a new group of people to hopefully positively impact. Just kind of trusting in Him, and also just sometimes, in your career, you're ready for a new challenge, and this was that. And so thankful to be here. I feel like they welcomed me, and for a lot of reasons, there's a buzz in town about a lot of good things happening, both in the classroom and on the fields and in the courts. And so truly think the best is yet to come for Pawnee.
More information on Pawnee Community Unit School District Number 11 is available at pawneeschools.com. Blake Lucas appeared as a guest on the WTIM Morning Show as part of the WTIM High School Road Tours visit to Pawnee High School. This will conclude the first portion of your expanded local news, and it's brought to you by Taylorville Community Credit Union.
Looking to save more and stress less? This is Will Perkins. At Taylorville Community Credit Union, we're here to help you build a stronger financial future with great loan and deposit rates, convenient locations, and service from people you know and trust. We're member-owned, member-focused, and proud to serve anyone who lives or works in Christian, Montgomery, or Shelby counties. Discover the credit union difference. TCCU is your partner in financial success. Member NCUA.
Many new mothers experience emotional changes after giving birth, often called the, quote, baby blues. But health experts say for some women, it can be much more serious. Tiffany Waters is a charge nurse at the birthing center at OSF Healthcare, and says up to 80% of moms experience some level of emotional difficulty after delivery. But doctors now use a broader term: perinatal mood, anxiety, and depression, or PMAD. That includes mental health issues that can develop anytime from pregnancy through a baby's first year. Waters says in the new first few weeks after birth, most women deal with hormone changes, lack of sleep, and stress from adjusting to life with a newborn. She says traumatic births, like emergency C section, can make things even harder, and about 1 in 3 women will experience that. Symptoms can include anxiety, depression, trouble sleeping, brain fog, compulsive behavior, and in some cases, even suicidal thoughts. Waters says that there's no single cause.
There's no one single cause that leads to an individual experiencing these mood or anxiety or depression issues. It's a combination of psychological, societal, and biological factors. There's nothing that a lady has done to get or deserve this experience that she's having. The best we can do is to help her work through it.
Waters says that doctors should screen mothers for mental health concerns during and after pregnancy using a short questionnaire that helps identify those who may need more help. These screenings are critical for being able to help mothers with the right treatment.
Commonly used tools that answer 10 questions or so and give us a rating, if you will, on how your emotional and mental well being is.
She says many women are afraid to speak up because of pressure to be a quote perfect mom or fear that their children could be taken away.
It can be difficult to admit or even recognize that an individual is having depression or anxiety symptoms, and there's lots of reasons for that. There's all this societal pressure to be a great mom and be perfect. Ladies might feel like if they admit how they're feeling, their children might be taken away from them.
She says journaling or talking to a trusted person can help open the door to getting support. If a mother is diagnosed with PMAD, treatment can include support groups, counseling, spiritual care, medication, and lifestyle changes. Waters also says that it's important for moms to prioritize themselves and ask for help when they need it. Walter says that untreated PMAD can affect the entire family, increasing stress and the risk of problems like substance abuse and domestic violence. But the treatment can make a big difference.
Really will just improve the whole family dynamic. It will lessen the stress level for everybody and lead to a happier unit.
For more information, visit the OSF Healthcare website. And if you or someone you know is in crisis, help is available by calling or texting 988 or the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. As we look to the next school year, there's an update on ag teaching openings. Casey Bowling is the facilitating coordinator in agricultural education, or the organization FCAE. More info on ag teaching openings is available at ilaged.org. Back to winter conditions it is for Illinois. Beginning this week, the state is embarking on a 12-day stretch of cold air, measurable snow, and maybe even some ice. Freeze notice weather meteorologist Paul Otto told RFD Radio that he is looking at two separate systems on both January 23rd and January 26th. Otto says following the 12-day stretch of winter conditions, normal to above normal temperatures will return for the end of the month. Eyeing the fertilizer market in 2026 is Veronica Nye with the Fertilizer Institute. What is she telling farmers as they look to spring planting season? Nye provided an update during the American Farm Bureau Federation convention in Anaheim, California. This will conclude the second portion of your Explained local news, and it's brought to you by CNB Bank and Trust.
Life happens, and CNB Insurance Services is here to help protect what matters most. From your home and car to your farm and business, our local team works with top providers to find the coverage that fits your life. No pressure, just honest guidance from people you know and trust. CNB Bank and Trust, helping to open doors since 1854.
Insurance products are not insured by FDIC or any federal government agency, are not a deposit of or guaranteed by the Fed or any bank affiliate, and may lose value. Any insurance required as a condition of the extension of credit by CNB Bank and Trust and may not be purchased from our agency, but may, without affecting the approval of the application, when extension of credit be purchased from an agent or insurance company of the customer's choice.
Moving now to obituaries, which can be found at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. 84-year-old Janet Rapay of Taylorville died on January 7th. Visitation is January 23rd from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. at McClure Funeral Home in Taylorville. Funeral service will be January 23rd at 11 a.m. at McClure Funeral Home in Taylorville. Burial will be at a later date at Oak Hill Cemetery. Funeral arrangements are being handled by McClure Funeral Home and Cremation Services in Taylorville. And Mary Jane Trauber Baird of Taylorville died on December 16th. A celebration of life will be held January 21st at 1 p.m. at the Taylorville Moose Lodge in Taylorville. Get details on these and other local news stories at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com or hear them every hour on WTIM. WTIM is your only local news radio.